You darn right. Here we are. Finally. Now, granted, we got some bowl games still going on, but we are here for the final season episode. This isn't the season episode for the podcast, but this is the last episode where we are making picks to determine the overall champion. Welcome to Sports Dolls, episode 1 second here. There you go. 15, 7. My math is now I'm buckling under pressure. Episode 16.
Yes. And if you've made it through all 16, and thank you so much. This has been so much fun. And these two gentlemen definitely know this is the best part of college football. Yes, we have the appetizer and we have a little spice and stuff, but it's like bowl season is on us. I've got goosebumps just talking about it.
You're right. Yeah, I was going to say, you can't get much better than that. And no one better to choose and talk about the playoffs than the one, I was going to say, he's been a picker before. He's been a roommate, a friend, a brother from another mother, my man, John Hamilton from down in Alabama. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's always a pleasure. Watching this podcast is the highlight of my week every week. I might have skipped last week because the night shift brain, but I try to get caught up whenever I miss one. But this is the highlight of college football season.
Damn sure. Right. Yeah. So for any new listener or anything like that, John and I randomly got placed together as roommates. Myself, a Yankee, back in 2015, went down to Jacksonville State University in Jacksonville, Alabama, and just signed up to be paired up with 3 random roommates. And John Hamilton just so happened to be one of them. And lived together for 2 years and have stayed in touch ever since.
The highlight of the Jacksonville State Times, I believe.
Amen to that. I was gonna say I still chat with Tyler and Austin every now and then. A little fewer and far between than you and I talk.
Well, and I just have to tell you, John, when Darla asked who, like, as you know, Darla keeps close tabs on this because she wants the guests to win. But when she heard your name, she just goes, "Oh, John."
Yep.
Darla is the queen there. She is awesome. I've been saying I need to make a trip up north or out west, wherever it is that is most convenient. So
yeah,
hopefully I can make that actually happen one of these days. Now that I'm
that
a grown adult with
awesome. That would be awesome.
John made the trip up.
Kicked my coverage with Darla. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, John made his trip up for Ashley and I's wedding, and that was a heck of a night. And all my friends are going. They're like, "Oh man, John was awesome. He was so much fun." And the crazy part about it, they go, "He's so much fun. You sure he doesn't drink?" I go, "I know for a fact he does not drink. Absolutely." Because it brings me back to there's a quick story time, and I love it. John knows where I'm going with it. Yeah, I was a young buck, literally knew no one, and thankfully I met John. That's all I needed was like 2 to 3 days, and John and I exchanged cell phone numbers, and I went out with some athletic training staff one Friday night, and they took me to the old Moose.
Don't know if it even exists anymore, but the place.
I hope that place stopped running a long time ago. The Moose is a very ratchet club in Alabama. What was that neighboring town again? I can't remember.
Anniston.
Yes, I want to say Anniston. And needless to say, I got pretty much stranded at this club. And I had to work early the next morning, and no one could give me a ride home because our sober cab was no longer sober. And I'm sitting there talking to my, friends that are there, And everyone's like, I don't know, man. Like, reach out to people you know. And I'm like, I literally moved down here from Minnesota. I know no one.
I don't even talk right.
Like, yeah, I don't even talk
Don't
right.
understand half of these people.
Correct. They don't understand me. I don't understand them. And I was like, wait a minute. I got John. Oh boy, this is an ass because this town's a good 20 minutes away, and this was politely probably between midnight and 1 a.m. And I give John a call. Just throw a freaking Hail Mary out there, and sure shit, John answers. What's going on, man? Hey, I'm at this place called the Moose. And John started laughing. I'm like, oh, that's not good. He heard of the Moose before. And I said, John, I need a ride home. My sober ride is no longer sober, all this jazz. And John goes, yeah, no problem. Be there in a second. No questions asked. Just straight up drives on over there. Not only does he drive and pick me up in timely fashion, but he's got Gatorade waiting in the in the passenger seat because he knew I had a few cocktails myself, and nothing better than some cold Gatorade.
Got you home, and you were probably not happy to work in the morning, but
nope.
You were there. That's all that mattered.
I was just there. That's all I could ask for.
That's it.
That's one of many stories that explains you, John, through and through. So anyone who talks about Southern hospitality, bam, that is the definition.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated. And it's been fantastic ever since.
Absolutely, it's been the best. Now, before we keep blowing smoke up John's ass here, we're about time for that intro.
Okay, coming at you right now. Hang on, John.
Oh, jeez. Oh. knocking the lamps over here.
How'd you get a hole in the wall? Well,
yeah, seriously. It gets better every year, doesn't it?
Well,
better every year.
Way before the intro, Josh's story, and I am just so thankful and so glad that I got to meet you, John, and that you're with us. We are going to, before we move forward, this is your second time. And do you remember how you did last time?
I don't think I did the greatest last time, if my memory serves me correct. I think I did pretty not good. But.
Ooh, your memory does not serve you correct because it looks like you did three.
Three.
I was looking at me because usually, Dad has the guests. This year, the overall pick, the guests are on the left column. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, way to go, John. You got 5 and everyone else got 3. No, that was just me.
I don't know what chaos was going on then, but I think I'm probably on the spread is what I probably messed up.
2 reasons I showed this. 1, to see how you did last time, and 2, who won last year anyway? Huh.
That was last year, huh?
Yeah, it was last year. Okay, anyway.
How about that? Quit living in the past, all right? 2023-2024 season.
We are in the midst of games. Ohio State, right now as we speak, is up by 3. But so we've only got 3 of the Big Ten games in the books. But Josh, you and I are undefeated so far.
We're looking good. Yeah, I remember last episode I was nervous for all of my Big Ten picks, but very, very happy that Northwestern didn't let me down and Rutgers showing out for a little bit. So all things are looking good so far. And as you can see up later on, we switched to the SEC pretty damn quickly.
Oh yeah,
in my picks.
And the overall picks, John. You have a 3-game lead, and we still got to get through the 5 games left from the bowl week. But then you're going to have a lead going into the semifinals and
I
championship.
I have a sneaky suspicion John's picks tonight are going to end up saving Alex's behind because his picks are not looking good. And I think it's going to be a closer race going into the playoff games. And John's going to have to pull one out for the guest overall picks here. No pressure, though.
Yeah, no pressure, and playoff chaos. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh my! It can go many ways, but it's gonna be good.
And
oh yeah,
and guess what, guys? We get to talk about two games where I'm pretty sure all the starters are going to be playing in the game and not jumping to the portal.
Right, they're actually playing, which I mean, so far, I think the portal has been helping my picks because I'm sure a lot of the Big Ten teams are keeping more people. But like that Utah, there's a bunch of people transferring there, so that probably helped a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna get full teams that want to win the national championship, that want to make it all the way, which just makes it that much more legitimate in my eyes.
Yeah. It's gonna be a chaotic weekend of football, and it's gonna be so exciting to watch.
Okay,
you can't beat it.
Just to jump ahead, first of all, still getting comments from SEC people that were haters, Josh, from the portal. Complaining about the portal episode.
What are they complaining about?
That the SEC is the best conference in football and they will be the national champion, I believe, is the last quote of JJ1.
Yeah, we'll see.
John, what's your opinion of Bama being in there and Florida State?
I was fully expecting Florida State to be in. That's what I expected. Undefeated conference champ.
Yeah.
And the outcome of their playoff game, that's fine. If they got beat, that's fine. If they win, that's fine. But I was not expecting Alabama to jump. That was a shock to me. Yeah. I don't know how to really. Yeah, of course I want an SEC team in there. Of course I'm biased.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect the committee to go against an undefeated and conference champ. I was just not expecting that curveball. So
right, exactly. You can't. We said it in that episode. I don't know how you go against an ACC champ that's undefeated. And yes, we know the answer is nothing but money. But dang, you literally did nothing wrong. Not in there. That's tough. I hope they go into their bowl game and just blow it out. I hope. No, they're not. They're banning the bowl. Are they not planning on playing the bowl game?
No, they're playing, but
I thought they had a lot of opt-outs.
Yeah, there's at least 12 of the starters. The last I heard are opting out for various.
Man, how ballsy would that be if they just said, "Nah, we're not playing. We got gypped." Big old FU to the NCAA. It wouldn't be good financially. That would not be a good financial decision. But man, that would make some news. I would get some clicks and some views.
And you would have thought that they would have come out, full strength just to prove a point to Georgia. Hey, let's go beat the defending national championships who have one loss.
Yeah,
that's true.
But
that's tough. Neither here nor there. Like I said, I'm upset that Florida State got screwed over, but at the same time, Bama's tough. Texas, pretty damn tough. I think we got a pretty good playoff ahead of us here.
Yeah.
Now I'm switching poor Michigan. Poor Michigan's got to play Bama, who just came off a Georgia victory. Woof.
Yeah, they've been dialed up since the Texas loss. I mean,
seriously,
yes, Michigan had to play Ohio State, but Alabama's just been getting better and better every week. It seemed like. So,
gosh, take us to the Rose Bowl. I mean, let's dig in.
Let's go in there. All right, Rose Bowl, beautiful, Pasadena, California. We got the number 1 Michigan Wolverines taking on the number 4 Alabama Tide. Michigan is favored by 1.5 points.
That's going to be It's gonna be it's gonna be so rough.
This is the tough part. Walk us through what you're thinking, John.
Well, first first bowl for Jaden Milroe. First
Yep.
big not really a big challenge since he got the big game experience against Georgia. So the noise,
right, yeah. I was gonna say, that crowd was absolutely wild. Georgia fans, basically a home game, but Bama travels well.
Yep, and then playing Michigan in the Rose Bowl, that's going to be gotta get some traveling done, gotta gear yourself up and get ready. So it's the Rose Bowl. I think is just it's special.
Absolutely.
I think if everything goes right this week and preparations are done, he's in the right headspace.
Yep.
It can be messy. It's because Alabama's already a second half team, so Michigan can get up in the first half.
Yeah.
And Bama's not even coming up. Yeah.
So, but if you're asking my pick already,
yeah,
I'm going Alabama. I'm going Alabama just to be spiteful a little bit, but since they're there, I'm going to pick Alabama, and I think because I don't know what's you said 1.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say Michigan's favored by 1.5, so it's gonna be the only chance if you pick Alabama and Michigan wins by 1, which is a possibility.
Which is a possibility.
You'd still get the correct pick. So are you sticking with Alabama?
I'm sticking with Alabama. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Gosh, it's just tough.
Boy, Josh, what are you gonna do?
That's a great question. I wish I thought about it more prior to tonight. But here's the deal. Alabama played a very, very challenging, very difficult, kind of have to sell everything type of game against Georgia. And I'm not going to say dominated, but they controlled the game. I mean, right away, Georgia scored that first score, but then after that, Alabama controlled offense, defense. Alabama's defense shut down Georgia's offense, and their offense just marched. And Georgia made a little comeback, a little bit in the second half, but not enough. Michigan here, their toughest game, obviously, has been Penn State and Ohio State, and those were tough, close games, talented teams, everything like that. If you look at SEC, if you look at big games, SEC big teams versus Big Ten teams, Big Ten does not stack up well. If you look at the overall record, it doesn't look good. SEC's got the Big Ten's number pretty handedly, I would say, just my unofficial remembering of these games. But Michigan has been in the playoff last year. They started slow and they crawled their way back. They didn't lose. They ran out of time. This is their year. They have a running back setting school records for touchdowns. They got a quarterback that, they have such a good running game. Their quarterback doesn't have to play out of his mind. He will have to play out of his mind to beat Bama. And I truly believe, to all these SEC haters, that it is finally time. The Big Ten is going to walk away with a victory over Alabama. It is going to be a dogfight. It is going to be brutal, and there are going to be times that it's going to look like Michigan isn't doing anything, I bet, because Alabama is that nasty of a team. They're good. But I think this Michigan team is special. I think this Michigan team is played together, and they're in it for the real deal. I think those guys are going to just do anything to get this victory, and therefore I will choose Michigan to take over and beat Alabama. I think this is basically a national championship game right here.
Easily.
John, any thoughts on that?
Yeah. He's right. I mean, they can definitely get it done. Their quarterback, I think he's a runner too, can he? He can get out of the pocket and run.
Done a little bit. Yeah.
Get after it. So I mean, if they can keep Alabama on their toes, if he can, because he can drop the deep ball and then scramble out of the pocket when they get the pressure. I mean, it's definitely possible. I don't doubt it a single bit.
Right, the fact that like usually look at a game and be like, yeah, nope, Bama's going to beat them. It might get a little close. No, this game I think is going to be an absolute dogfight, plain and simple. Because both offenses are tough, both defenses are tough. I would be extremely nervous being a play caller for either team. A little bit probably more pressure on Michigan being the number one team, but man, you are going to have to be damn near perfect on your play calls because both teams will take huge advantage of mistakes being made, and they'll turn those mistakes into points, in my opinion. So I'm excited for this game. I don't know how else to say it. It's going to be an incredible game. I hope Big Ten is up for the challenge because you got a golden opportunity here to make something amazing happen against a pretty amazing team, college, their history, their reputation. I hope they're ready for the challenge, and I hope Harbaugh is getting them pumped up because they're going to need it.
Well, yep. Josh, it scares me when I agree with you. First, where I'm agreeing with you is this is. I said it even before you said it. This is the national title. Sorry, Longhorns. Yeah. Sorry, Huskies. This is the game, and I just can't believe that Alabama is an underdog, and it just shows the odds makers how much they. I mean, Bama's good. They have one loss. They had to back into winning the last game of the year. And they're only a 1.5 point underdog. That's crazy.
I can't even think of the last time I remember Alabama not being favored. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be. It's like I said, a dogfight. That's how it's going to be.
Coin flip will probably be a better guess.
Well, the number I want to throw at you, and I think this is going to be the difference. And is 24 for this season. 24, Michigan, and the number is 24. What would you equate that 24 to that's going to make a difference?
Points allowed?
No.
Dad, I know you. You are all about them turnovers. So I'm going to say 24 turnovers.
They are a plus. Josh, we saw 3 of them at the game we were
at. Yeah, so do I know them, John, or do I know them?
They're plus 24. Plus 24 this year on turnovers. I was at the game with Darla last year against TCU. They had 2 really bad turnovers in the first half that really cost them the game.
Arguably, yeah.
They're on a mission. They are standing behind their coach. They're standing behind their coach for his last 2 games in the Michigan sidelines. And they got a chip on their shoulder. They are number 1 in the country or number 2, in turnovers takeaway. They're number 1 in fewest penalties. On paper, I'm going with the algorithm. Algorithm has Michigan winning by 2.5. Which is more than 1.5.
I'm excited to see that half a point that they score.
Yeah. It's getting 3 of the crossbars.
I would say if they hit the crossbar and it goes in, it's actually 2.5 points instead of the full 3.
Yep.
Game changer.
Scoreboard.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was going to say this game's going to be excited. But Dad, are you saying the winner of this game will win the national championship?
I'm saying this. No, I'm not there yet because
we're not there yet. Absolutely not. Well, I was gonna say there we go. John, that is the reason why you are here tonight because you're here standing up for the SEC fans, and they have a right
to cause problems. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Raise hell, praise Dale. That's what I remember.
Exactly right. That is the Southern motto, I believe.
That's it. Yep. So I was going to say, this is going to be good. It's either one of 2 ways, obviously. It's going to be like, told you, SEC reigns, dominance, or, all right, Big Ten may be legit.
Yep.
You never know. But moving on to the next game, Sugar Bowl. Good old Nolans. We got the 2-3, which should be Florida State. But hey, I'm not part of the committee here. I'm just a man with a bun and a cell phone. All right.
And one heck of an opinion.
And a lot of opinions coming your way. You're damn right. We got Washington, undefeated, Pac-12, the last Pac-12 champions. That's got to feel good on the resume against Texas. And we got Texas favored by 4 points. Am I reading that right, Dad?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Texas is favored in this game. Wow. Okay. How about it?
That surprises me because they had to beat Washington to beat Oregon twice.
They played them in the regular season, close game. Played them in the championship, close game. Had to beat them twice.
And I don't recall what Texas, who they played for their.
They played Oklahoma State, and they beat the shit out of them in the Big 12 championship.
Their butts.
So that's.
I think Texas was making a statement that game, saying, "Hey, we're going to make this absolute blowout of a conference championship for their chance to get in the playoffs." But I know those UT fans; they've been waiting for this opportunity.
Man,
probably some would say since 2006, the last time they won a national championship, and then I believe it was either 2007, 2008. Definitely 2008. They played in the national championship. Was it against Bama? I want to say it was against Bama, to be honest.
They were in
when Colt McCoy got
hurt. Colt McCoy
got the quarterback was then.
2008 national. I'll look it up. While
you're looking it up, Josh, Ryan, my brother, is going to be chirping at us. He's a big UT fan, so he's because we're not all going to agree. I just have a feeling about that.
That's very true.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is probably not going to be the defensive heavy matchup. Definitely not scoring game. That's because I don't know. They both got high powered offenses, and I just don't see defenses doing the best job at stopping either way.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I mean, it might be a close game. They might go touchdown for touchdown, field goal for field goal. But I think I'm going to be a troublesome person again and pick Texas to pull it out on Washington. I love Michael Penix. I love watching him throw. Solid lefty.
Yep.
But I think Texas is going to be a little ruthless.
Yeah.
And just come for blood. So I think they're going to be aggressive from the jump. Or I'm just going to be completely wrong, and Michael Penix is just going to throw for ridiculous amounts of yards. Texas is going to be my pick for now.
You're going Texas. All right. Well, I was going to say, with this game, straightforward, I'm going to tell you right now, Washington's going to win this game.
Wow.
Because I think it's a no-brainer. Yes, Texas is a good football team. They beat Bama when they were figuring out their quarterback situation and everything like that. I think that would be incredible to see Alabama and Texas play again. Like, that would have been such a cool matchup. Let's say they somehow matched up in the playoffs. I don't think Texas has a chance now that Alabama has been figuring out their stuff. But yeah, Texas can put up points. Absolutely. But so can Washington. And they proved it time and time again. The crazy part is I don't think – I'm going to go out and say I think the Pac-12 this year was hands down way tougher than the Big 12 was this year. Plain and simple, because not only do they have Oregon over there, they had USC and all their hype. I was going to say Oregon State, relatively pretty tough too. Stanford, tough teams. Like the Pac-12 was pretty darn good this year.
Yes, they were.
Yep.
And I truly believe that Washington showed so much resilience, not only beating Oregon once, but having to beat them twice in the same season.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you have so much film, you've already played them, and now you got to play them again. That's tough to do, and they did it. Now they got a new opponent, but man, that Washington offense is nasty. Freaking Penix just hawks the ball. He can throw the ball. Like, they're good. There has not been a more solid team, I think, this year, besides maybe Michigan, that has just consistently played amazing throughout the season. And therefore, that is why I will go Washington. They're pumped up. This is, I believe, their first playoff appearance, and they're going to take full advantage of it, without a doubt.
Well, and for me, I'm going to agree with one of you. And this
has to be
who I want and who I have to listen to the algorithm are divided.
Yep.
I really, really want. I like Michael Penix. I really do, and I want Washington and Texas. On the other hand, their strength of the schedule. They're the number 4 schedule in the country for strength of schedule.
I don't agree with that.
Washington they make a lot of penalties, 128 out of 130 ranked for penalties.
Wow.
Defense for UT is good, really good. The algorithm has UT winning by 9.5. And I just think that the Huskies, they used all their pixie dust, beating Oregon the first time and beating Washington State to get to the playoff.
Well,
and
how
I say that
the algorithm has them 9-point victors, huh?
I see it being a high-scoring game, but I can see it ending close. But I know Penix is going to go off and he's going to throw some darts. I mean,
I would say he steps up to every occasion that's been thrown at him, and he's an older quarterback. He has experience, not in the playoffs, but I think those 2 Oregon games, again, Washington State games, like, he's got big pressure games where Washington knew if they had a 1 loss, they're out, hands down, because you got Georgia and undefeated Florida State that are going to go in there and take their spot. They knew they had to win. They had the pressure.
Yes.
They didn't fold. They balled out. They won. Didn't leave it up to chance, kind of thing like that.
That's it.
And I think so. Like, I think that's why, therefore, they will win this game. Like, I can't believe, according to your stats, Texas had the 4th toughest schedule. Why? Because they played Alabama.
And the strength of schedule, guess who was number 1?
Strength of, not Michigan, I can tell you that.
Alabama.
Classic. They had to play so many SEC schools.
And that's the Busch Latte right there.
That's it.
You could tell because of his microphone, couldn't you?
I could. It's a high quality microphone. It said Busch.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right. Which another fun story about Jacksonville State. I can't remember that gas station just down the road. It was like a Star Mart or something, and they had a beer fridge, and they sold they had 30 racks of Busch Light. And over the weeks and months in my time in Jacksonville, every time I'd go in there and grab a 30 rack, the stack would just get a little bit lower. Never refilled. It just kept getting lower and lower. And one time I grabbed the last one and I went up there, and the guy was like, "Hey man, obviously I drink enough of them." He's like, "You are literally the only person who comes in here and buys Busch Light since I can remember." And I'm like, first thought, how old are these Busch Lights? How long have they been sitting in that? How long have they been sitting in that beer fridge? All right, that's my first concern. Second, I'm honored. I said, can you get some refills here? Because this is the last one here. I'm about to have a good weekend. So I'm going to be back next weekend. I'd really like, he goes, I think I can get a Busch Light order in there. So this guy literally had to make a freaking Busch Light order just so I could have my Busch Light down in Bama.
All you needed to keep your sanity while you were down here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Busch latte after a game and practice and dealing with whatever chaos you dealt with, especially the road trips.
Yeah, man, it was an interesting time down in Bama. I tell people all the time I wouldn't trade it for the world, but it definitely changes kind of how you look at the world, kind of thing like that. It's a whole different culture down there, and I bet you a lot of Northerners go down there and crack and crumble and whatever. But I was like,
back down here,
yeah, they're like, so many times. You're not from around here. What are you doing down here? And I'm like, fucking working, man. I'm working. What do you think? I'm working for your athletic teams. Oh, that's cool. You work football? No. Women's soccer. Whatever. I work baseball too. Oh, okay. You're good.
Yeah. You're decent now. You're decent.
Okay, gentlemen, enough on the reunion. We need to go to Houston. Josh, we've been to this stadium right next to the Astrodome for the Texas Bowl 10 years ago.
Yeah, the Gophers have played there. Just wasn't the national championship game. Yep. No. So, here we are. According to our picks, we picked winners moving forward, predicting the national championship. John, we run a democracy here in Sports Dolls podcast. And, you currently the guest and you have the lead. I'm trying to claw my way back. My dad's trying to claw his way back. Since we don't actually know the national championship game,
and no spread.
And no spread whatsoever. We're just picking straight winners. And according to our previous picks, we're going off of what those are. John, what do you say about making this game worth more than 1 point if you pick the national championship winner?
Chaos. I want all the chaos.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not make it a little spicy to end in the championship game,
Right.
What?
Now I'm not talking 5 points because that's a week's worth of picks in one game. But I would like to throw out there 3 points. If tonight we are picking a national championship winner based on our picks that we just made moments ago.
And before you decide for us, John, all three of us have different teams in the championship. How spicy is 3?
How spicy is it? I mean, that's as spicy as it gets. I mean, it's going to be another pick of pure chaos.
Oh, yeah, we don't. Absolutely, I was going to say it can be as tough as you get both teams correct,
or you get nothing.
That's only going to excel your points and dominance towards the overall victor of the Sports Dolls Season 4 title. Or you could have no picks and you are DUN done. That is
ruining it for everybody.
Yeah. Or even the spicier, you get 1 in the national championship, so you just need that team to win the national championship for some points.
Exactly.
But are we all in agreement from this point? If you choose the national championship winner, 3 points awarded to the picker. Thumbs up. Let's make
that up above my shoulder.
I sure did. It was absolutely wonderful. We got thumbs up. So this is big. You got to go off of the teams that you thought. So John, you think the youth? Oh, John,
rematch.
Rematch. Alabama UT National Championship. That's the rematch that I would pay to see. I love it.
I don't think a rematch. I don't think a national championship game will sell out faster than if Texas and Alabama make it. If they both make it, those tickets are going to be gone.
Gone. That might be the most expensive ticket in national championship history
Big time.
in the playoff era.
Yeah, like standing room only. Somebody's going to be on the roof watching in. Like
Absolutely.
It's going to
They're
be
selling rafter tickets. That's for sure.
Exactly. There's some lawn chairs hanging from the rafters. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever you can do to get another body in.
You got to pay for safety harnesses. Obviously, safety is key.
Safety is key.
Yeah, and those vendors serving beer up there, they get 5 times the pay because of the risk.
Exactly. You never know if some Bama fans going to come in and just do whatever they do and just ruin the experience for everybody. But
yeah. As long as they're having a good time, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
So who are you going with, John?
If Texas and Alabama have their rematch, I'm picking Bama to win it all because I think that I don't think Lightning strikes twice with this this duo like it does with Washington and Oregon. I think Alabama gets the win over Texas if they have a rematch.
Yep. I was going to say, if that was the rematch, I would be choosing Alabama for sure. I think that spread would be shit. I think that spread would be over 7 points, honestly. I was going to say, for your sake, if that happens, I'm going to be absolutely stoked for that national championship. Just the hype, the rematch, everything like that, sure.
A week of just them going back and forth over Texas. Matthew McConaughey is going to say some stuff about Alabama. It's going to be a whole thing. And then watch the Cinderella story of quarterbacks getting hurt at Texas. Guess who steps in to be the hero? Archie Manning. The hype of UT. Archie Manning comes in to save the day. His first game playing significant minutes, and he beats Alabama.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, number one draft pick right there. If he beats Alabama, he'll skip the rest of school and just draft. Let's go.
Just go to the NFL. Draft him now. Absolutely. Well, let's go to the real national championship of Michigan and Washington. That was a fun trip down fantasy lane, but we're gonna go to the real deal. We're going to the undefeated teams because I'm going on the storyline. The script's already written. College is worrying, learning from the NFL script. It's all about the storyline. We're going to go the 2 undefeated teams like we did back in the day. And we got Michigan versus Washington. And you know what? I picked them 16 weeks ago. I picked Michigan to win it all. I am standing by my pick. Michigan, go blue, bringing a Big Ten national championship back for the first time since the playoffs started when Ohio State won it. And now the end of the 4-team playoff, it's only so poetic that a Big Ten team finishes it and will win the national championship. Let's go.
That would be a fantastic game as well. I know that would be.
Yes.
Because
I should be a script writer for the NFL or NCAA. I am on point with this.
Make sure to email Roger and get your resume out there.
Hey, Goodell, I know you got pretty good script writers, but hear me out. Listen to this episode of this podcast because I called it.
Coming at you.
Yep.
Okay, I know you're dying to hear the algorithm on this one.
Dad, let's hear your Michigan UT national championship.
And again, the algorithm isn't complete because we are supposed to have a bit more data. So we have to go with what we have in front of us. Defenses, UT's defense, like I mentioned before, they have some athletes, arguably the best athletes in quickness and speed and just in the country. Now, I did say Washington was 128 in penalties.
Yep.
Texas is 95.
They love to break the rules.
They love to break the rules. They love to have, yeah. So here we go. Let's just jump in. Michigan by 6.5. So
There you go.
Michigan's going to win by a little less than a touchdown.
Would you just look at those picks? Look in here. Nothing like, the Midwesterners picking the Big Ten. And the Southerner picking.
John, we don't learn, do we?
Nope. I'm here.
We're going with our hearts on this one. This is ridiculous.
I'm just here to cause chaos in every way possible. So that's what I'm here for. Apologies to the other fantastic pickers if I ruin this for the rest of them. So I'll have to make that up somehow.
I was gonna say you can be the hero too, John, because Alex
that is possible.
So far, if Alex keeps picking, 2-1, we're gonna make up ground real fast on his lead for the guest pickers. And it may come on down to that lovely, lovely national championship, big 3-point swing.
Oh man!
Because I think the overall picks are going to be pretty darn close going into the national championship. I was gonna say we're gonna be SOL'd. It's gonna lower the hype for sure if Alabama or Michigan don't make it, because then we're just going to sit there and go, well, no national championship points. Yeah. It could have been worth 100 points. Doesn't matter. We can't pick them.
I mean, that would be a little curveball for sure, but it would still be entertaining. There is no doubt about that.
That is without a doubt. But here we are, sticking with our roots, hoping for the best. Oh boy! Wow, I'm a little uneasy about these picks, but I'm excited for them.
I'm excited for these. I seriously, like we all hit on, any of these 4 teams can find a way to win it all. And when is the last time we've had 4 teams that we could say that?
Not long, yes, because TCU got TCU.
Oh. that was bad.
That was bad. I mean,
I don't think. I was gonna say flip flop that and put Michigan in the national championship. I still don't think they're doing very good against Georgia. That team was disgusting. Yeah,
disgusting.
Yeah, that was a good team. I think they were just meant to win it all for sure. But
John, I got to tell you a story when I don't know what type of technology they have in Fort Worth, but Darla and I went last year, and the game was done. We set up our TV, so we watched first half of Ohio State, Georgia, while the parking lot was emptying, which took a long time. And these 2 TCU girls, they walk up behind us, and they had a couple Busch lattes. And
absolutely.
They're like, shut the front door. They got a TV.
We ain't never seen one of those.
They probably needed a couple to drown out the loss. Sure.
Yeah. Not only that, but it's in color. Yeah.
Oh man, that's probably people watching the parking lot. That is the place to do it for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say you tailgate a bowl game. I was gonna say there's something. I don't know what's a greater tailgate experience. Like bowl game tailgating is awesome. Everyone's psyched. Like especially when you're tailgating the Fiesta Bowl, it's pretty legit. You got good teams. You got crazy fans. My only comparison is like tailgating for a rivalry game. Doesn't matter what school, but as long as it's a rivalry game, man, tailgating is freaking wild. But if you go to like a bowl game, you kind of get everyone's kind of tailgate traditions all together, and that part's pretty fun to watch. Seeing things that like they do versus what we do. It's a good time. And anytime you're in Phoenix in January, you're gonna thoroughly enjoy yourself.
John, you would love. I mean, the Fiesta Bowl is fabulous, and it's just a great venue. Josh John, you and I talked about this before Josh got on. I went in and checked the tickets. So the same section, same row that I spent $300 a ticket for the semifinals. I just checked today. Those same seats are 47.
Yep. Yeah. I was say you take the semifinals out of it, they go down a little bit.
But that's a great place for a semifinal, though. That stadium is it looks like a nice stadium.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I could be mistaken.
It's
But
gorgeous.
it looks like a fantastic stadium.
Well, John, thank you so much. This has been super awesome. You are my favorite Southerner, and just this when you said yes, this is great to reconnect again. Thank you so much, my friend.
I appreciate y'all for having me, my favorite Northern folks.
Let's go.
This is always a pleasure, and this is, like I said, this is my favorite part of football season, and being a part of it, can't top it. So I appreciate y'all for having me.
Absolutely. Well, as you know, we still got our same breakdown, John. We put our hands in front of the camera and we break it down to sports dolls. Here we go. Sports dolls on 3. 1, 2, 3. Sports dolls. Bam. Let's do it.